Alright, so here's a follow-up to this one body bolt in the cargo area that we couldn't get the thread in. I tried different bolts and it just wouldn't thread. So we measured it out and it ended up being, see this square here, this is where the passenger side one is. So underneath this flap I had to cut open was the driver's side that was stripped out. So here's the plate. We've drilled it out bigger and threaded it for 1/2 inch coarse thread. And we're just going to put a 1/2 inch bolt in this one. It's faster than finding a piece of steel plate and cutting it up and drilling a hole and everything else. It's just faster this way. So what we're going to put this back in there. I'm going to bend the sheet metal back down. Maybe even tack it back in place. And we're going to tighten the bolt, put the bolt in, tighten this down before I put the flap down and weld this shut. Initially we had thought we could put a nut on top here, but there's just not enough, there's not physically enough room between this plate and the sheet metal. And you need something big like this because you can see the hole in there's much bigger than the hole in this. So if you were to just put a 1/2 inch nut or 7/16 nut in there, even with a washer, it's not going to really do what it needs to do. It's not going to take up the surface area because of it being round instead of square like this. Plus, if you need to remove it later and you put something round in there, even if you weld it, it might just spin and then you get a whole nother mess. Especially since this is eventually probably should be bed linered when we're done. That's what we're planning on doing. So at that point you won't be able to cut this floor open without destroying the bed liner spray in. Also, this is inside a hat channel. The hat channel runs from this side of the body to this side of the body. So when you cut it open, you have to be careful. And you can see the spot welds from the factory to kind of judge the where the hat channel is. So we cut into it a little bit here, which I'll go in and I'll fix that with a welder before we put the flap down. But like I said, we'll put all this together, close it up, weld it, dress it, get it bolted, all that happiness, and move on to the next thing.